Also, I just want to add that you probably don't see our beautiful faces, and that's because Morgan had issues, aka I'm Morgan, by the way, had issues with pretty much issues with everything, and I had issues with my webcam, and I couldn't pop it up. Instead of not doing this, we decided to just do a video, do an audio file. I'll add pretty pictures while doing this too. But we're going to be talking about Radiant Office episode 2. Or no, I keep on saying episode 2. Why do I keep on saying episode 2? I'm like episode 2, and I'm like no. But we're going to be talking about Radiant Office episode 3. I'm Sam, or no, I'm not Sam.
You're Sam.
I'm Morgan, and the other person is Sam. Hopefully our voices don't be like confusing or anything. Yeah, but we're gonna be talking about Radiant Office episode 3.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
And all the funness that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So basically where we left off, if I remember correctly, Hwe-Hyun, I think is her name, she just found out that basically she's gonna die, and she's run off to the office to put her resignation letter in because she's got 6 months to live in her mind.
Mm-hmm.
And her boss finds her and basically screams and yells at her, saying like, if you just got this job and you want to resign after one night of drinking and everything. And in my perspective, that was kind of harsh, but we also know more information than he does. So from his perspective, it kind of makes sense. Like, she went out and she went drinking, and then she got upset and ran back to the office after finally getting this job after 101 interviews, and now she wants to resign. Like, I can kind of get why he was so upset, if you look at it from that point of view.
Yeah, I can totally see it from his point of view, where he's like, this girl, all she does is cause trouble, and now she has a job there, and now she's quitting after like the first day. Really, it's kind of ridiculous, and he's pretty much like, I'm sure he's pretty much done with her at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But then we meet this new character, and he says, I got so confused. So Hwe-Hyun walks into the office the next day, and she sees like I don't remember, she sees like a dollar bill, or like a $50 bill
Mm-hmm.
on the floor, and she is like, should I take it? Should I not take it? So she takes it, okay? But then she looks up and she sees this guy basically humping the, like, what would you call that, Sam? Like a
It's like it looks like a turnstile, but it's not, because it has like the 2 opening pieces, so
Mhm.
I don't know what you would call it, but friggin', I'm like, dude, I thought he was some homeless guy, to be honest. I thought he was homeless.
His name is actually Gudong, and he is from the logistic department, and he was transferring to the marketing team. And so I'm just very confused though, why he would like climb. I don't know, like, is your pass where your private parts are? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, how simple would it be? Just place down the box, scan it, walk in.
He probably doesn't have a badge yet, because it's like his first day on the job or whatever, because even they were shocked to see him in the office as early as he was, so he probably hadn't even gone to HR yet. He was just trying to go.
But
I'm like, he's going to be, if they flesh out his character the way I hope they are, I think he's going to be one of my favorite characters.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like super 100% Team Hwe-Hyun, so like, I'm going to love him. I really think I'm going to love him.
Yeah, I think that he's gonna be kind of like her father figure in this office, which I can't wait to see. We also have this issue with the sales team, the marketing team, because now I'm finally like understanding the 2 different teams. Like, I understand that the sales team is Chief Park, and it has Chief Park, and then the Witch Queen, which everyone's calling, or the Ice Queen, Seok-jin. Sorry, you guys, I'm messing up their name. And then the other guy, who I forgot his name, is in it. And then on the other team, they have Gia, the new guy, and then Jinwoo. So
Yeah.
I'm now understanding the office dynamics by this point. Although I still get kind of confused of who's in charge of who and who's doing what.
Well, it also doesn't help too that even with the contractors, they like mixing all of them up and back and forth, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like so they're not like the teams aren't staying consistent enough. Like I think now we're slowly starting to get to like this is where everybody's gonna be like, and that's gonna be that. But no, it is getting because they're all in the same office anyway, and like you just keep hearing marketing team and freaking sales team and everything, and it's just it can be confusing. There's way too many people moving around, so.
Yeah,
Whatever.
no, yeah, I know. And but then we get told that they're gonna be putting together a show together, like a furniture show together,
Hmm.
and which I think would be very like was very interesting to see. But then also there's this new guy that comes in, and his name is
Jamin.
Jamin, and he's fucking adorable.
He
He's a
is.
marshmallow.
Oh my god, he's so adorable.
Um,
And poor freaking what's his face? Kitak, I think is his
no,
name.
it's
Or no.
K Dong, King Ho.
Yeah, him. And he's just young and he's like he's the contractor and Jamin is the actual employee and he's like, oh, take care of me and they're like, why would he take care of you? He's only here for 3 months and I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, especially because Jamin's his college Hubei, and it's embarrassing that he landed a better job too. Because it's just embarrassing. Because have you ever been in that situation, Sam, where like you're working with someone that you went to school with, like that we went to school with, that's like younger than you, and that they're in charge of you?
Here's the thing about it. I'm actually in the reverse. I'm working with someone we went to school with, and I'm actually their supervisor right now.
Really?
Very weird dynamic because I'm like 3 or 4 years younger than her,
Hmm.
and I have to tell her what she needs to do.
That's
So
really
it's
awkward.
very awkward. And like at first, she kind of questioned my authority because it was like, well, you were a freshman when I was a senior, and
Hmm.
now you're my supervisor. But I freaking busted my butt for my job. Just thank you very much.
Yes.
So, but it is a very odd dynamic because now you are above them in a work setting and that's not how the world worked up to that point. It's like the older people were always above you and always knew more, and now the roles kind of got reversed. So it is a very strange dynamic to be in.
I've never had that situation before where it's like someone that I went to school with that's like I'm in charge of them. I mean, I have been in charge of people that I've known from school. Not really in charge of them, but we worked together, but they were in like a different section, I guess, but I was still kind of in charge of them. And it was like they were younger than me, so I didn't feel that like awkwardness that you probably felt. But I bet it'd be really awkward for King Ho, especially because of the fact that that's his Hubei, and it's
Mhm.
like it's just awkward and embarrassing. But we have so I like the fact that when Woojin went to go tell like the designer that they were gonna do convince the marketing I think marketing team. I'm not sure, but he was trying to protect, trying to get someone to participate in the upcoming show. And this woman with the glasses was like, "You don't know anything about our furniture," and he like rattles off all these facts.
He's like, woman, I know more than you think I know. You know what? The man does his research. I will give him that.
Yeah, I think he's very hardworking. Although he's very arrogant, very rude, he's very hardworking. Um, but then of course, oh my god, I love the fact that when Hoan told Kaitek and King Ho that she was basically going to be leaving and she's quitting. That how both the boys were like, "No, you can't quit," and oh my goodness, and like I like how they've already formed like a friendship kind of thing. How they're like,
Right.
I mean, because you gotta think about it, they've been through suicide together, they've been through um, trying out for all these jobs, and now they finally get a contract together and they're working together. So it makes sense for them to kind of stick together. Um,
Right.
uh,
Well, and then they were at lunch when they were doing that, and she was like, "I'm gonna pay," and like, because she'd found that she still had the bill. I thought she gave the bill back. I didn't realize she still had it. So she was gonna pay for lunch, and they're like, "No, we'll pay for lunch." I think I might be getting my details mixed up, but she's like, "You can't like not use the money that you found because you can't hold on to it forever."
Exactly. But then again, you think that she would give it back to the other guy, be like, "Hey, I think you dropped this." Like,
Right? I legitimately like I know they didn't show it on screen, but I thought she had given the money back. So I was kind of shocked to see that she still had the bill, but at the same time, she doesn't know if that actually belonged to
like to
him,
him.
even
Yeah.
though like every one of their brother like or every piece of item she picked up belonged to him.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And then then Hwan went to go talk to the secretary, basically tell the secretary that she's leaving. I absolutely love this secretary, but then again, okay, I don't know why, but I've been thinking about Goblin a lot, and whenever I see Red, I think about the fairy godmother that was in it.
oh
So you would
yeah.
think that the secretary is like their fairy godmother in a way, because you got to think about it in like the first or second episode, maybe I'm not sure. That she sat down and she told all the like the basically told the contractors them about who was in charge, how the flow chart went, who to watch out for, and stuff like that. So I'm kind of thinking that she's basically their fairy godmother in a way. But when she basically tells the secretary that she's going to quit or thinking about quitting, um, basically she gets told that if she resigns, it will ruin Manager Park's day because he's having issues with Woojin and it's just gonna ruin everyone's day. So she's like she realizes that she's like, oh goodness, like I'm gonna mess up everyone's office day. I need to hurry up. So she like calls back to the she goes back to the office to take back her reservation letter, but at that moment the Ice Queen, which is I want to call her Ice Queen because I feel like her name's a little bit too difficult for me to pronounce. Is like Sukong, picks up the pile of papers and basically take it to Woojin's office, and this starts this whole battle between K-Tech, Kang-Ho, and Hoan to get basically this resignation letter away for Woojin, and they end up like giving him a bunch of like drinks to drink.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pee anyway, so he'll have to get up. I was like, oh my gosh, why don't you just go in? And, like when she's in there anyway, the resignation letter was sitting like right there. All she had to do was like pinch it and then walk away. And the hesitation was trying kind of driving me crazy the whole way through. I'm like, just grab the damn letter and let's go. Come on. K-dramas frustrate me sometimes because the common sense thing to do is it. I mean, I get it because it's like the suspense, and you got to keep the story going and everything. But sometimes common sense need not apply, and it drives me
Yeah,
crazy.
no, it drive me crazy too. But I just love the fact that they were like, K Tech was like when Hoan were giving each other circles when they're like, did he drink stuff? Yeah, he drinks stuff. And then like Gia turned around and saw them, and so Gina not Gia, not Gia, it's not my girl Gia, it's Gia or Gina. It's like Gia. I'm
I
sorry for
don't know who
pronouncing
you're talking about.
Gina.
Oh,
The
Gina,
ex
yeah.
Gina, his ex girlfriend, was like, "What?" Like she like basically glared at them too, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe she's jealous of the relationship he's starting to have with the other two.
No,
Um,
I think she's just more like frustrated at the situation right now
yeah,
because she was like full on like buddying up to Jamin. So at this point in time, I mean, we're too early into the series for her to like start because she broke up with him and
yeah,
she's frustrated with him. So at this point, I really feel like he wants to get back with her, but she's kind of like set and I don't want it, and you're annoying that you're here, and blah 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 blah. I feel like later on in the series, he's going to do or say something that's going to end up winning her affection back. Um, so I don't think so. I think she's just frustrated that he's in the office and he's like this annoying brother figure right now.
I honestly think though that she's gonna like you said, she's gonna want him back. But I hope to the K-pop or K-drama gods that it's not true and that she will or that he will not want her back in the end, and she wants him back because it's kind of like karma in the way like back.
Oh, there we go. I got you back.
Oh no, did you mess up with your mic?
Oh no, it kind of went away and then came back. It's fine.
Okay.
No, you're good.
And then I like the fact that so basically to be able to get the letter back, Ho-won decides to volunteer to stay basically the whole night. To be like, oh, I'm gonna stay the whole night and I'm going to like basically for not so really to help but just to get the letter back. So she's like she's able to like get it back and stuff like that. But then also, while she was talking to Kang-ho, she told him that one of the contractors are going to be given a full-time job. And so she basically tells him good luck that him and Kai-tek will have a basically 50-50 chance. Because she literally thinks she's not going to be able to get that letter back. But thankfully, when she gets back to work, she sees that Woo-jin is leaving the office.
Well, I also don't think it's just that too. I think it's because of her dying too. Like, she's got 6 months left to live. There's no reason for her to be getting the permanent position. It's going to go to one of them eventually.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, that makes sense. But I don't know. Like, I like King Ko. I like Koya, so I can't. I'm fangirling a little bit. Sorry. um, this,
Her obsession with Hoya is like, if you will notice in the first two thumbnails, it had Hoya in it. I have a feeling that the next whatever many thumbnails, 14 thumbnails, are all
all
going
be
to have
Hoya.
Hoya
They're
in
all
it.
gonna have Hoya. Hoya. It's gonna be like the minute that she and the main guy kisses, and it's gonna be a picture of Hoya on it.
Oh
Hoya.
my god.
I'm sorry. I just love it. But imagine if it was Dong-Woo in this drama.
Dude, I wouldn't even be talking to you right now because like the fangirl would be out of control. Out of control. Oh my god.
uh, I'm insane right now. Okay. Back to the bottom. Okay. So basically, she goes back to basically she went to go Woojin's office, but Gina drops off a pile of flowers and basically tells Ho-Wang to basically put them up around the building. And when she's doing that, she basically sees Woojin, and Woojin like I feel like he like that's the conversation we thought we were having where he kind of found out that she was sick, but in reality he was just like, if you're gonna do it, be here, do your job right,
Right.
and that was kind of that whole conversation. Um, but then of course while she's walking out, she goes to the showroom and she sees all the furniture set up and like basically it's up for the next day for the furniture show. And so she like strolls around this showroom and she basically pretends that she lives there, which I felt like, did you? I don't know. I felt that scene kind of boring. I fast forward through it because I felt like it was just kind of boring of her just twirling around and like,
No, I kind of kept watching it and stuff. Like, I honestly, when she saw the bed, I knew what was going to happen next. Like,
yeah,
there was no, like, they set it up way too well that she was going to end up falling asleep on that bed. And I was like, woman, just walk away. Just walk away from the bed. Like, don't, and, ah.
yeah. And of course, the
That
next
the part
what?
that I sorry. The
Go
part that
ahead.
I fast forward through though was when they were about to find her because I have like secondhand embarrassment. Like I can't handle embarrassing scenes sometimes. So I just kind of like pushed through. I knew what was about to happen, so I just kind of like skipped ahead 2 minutes and then continued watching because like it really wasn't it was an important part, but it was like we already knew what was going to happen. So I just was like, click forward. I don't need to see her being embarrassed.
Yeah, no, I felt the exact same way too, where I was like, oh, I know it's coming, I know it's coming. But also, like, I kind of hurt my heart though that her two friends, that Kang-ho and K-Tech, were basically looking for her while they're handing out water bottles to the guests, and how Woojin saw Kang-ho basically calling her and thought that they were just slacking off. In reality, they're just trying to find their friend to
Mhm.
work. And then when
Oh, the little boy.
the little boy, when the furniture fell over and Kai-Tak basically was like, oh no, and he protected him, and then the mom was like, why are you hurting my son? I just wanted to slap that mom, but
Right, and
like,
then they get yelled at by frickin' Kang Ho or whatever his name is. Or So Woojin. Woojin. I'm gonna
Woojin.
get their names straight eventually. Probably episode 16 is usually when I get all the names straight. But when Woojin was screaming at them, and I'm like, they just like saved the little boy from getting hurt. Have they not done anything? That bookshelf would have landed on him and something would have happened. So like he shouldn't be screaming at him. I was like,
Yeah.
this is freaking BS.
hmm And also the fact that like how he was like yelling at them for the phone, and like it's hard because it's like, you know what, like they're both trying their best, they're both, you just don't see it, like you're seeing one side of something, not seeing the full truth, which really sucks. And I like the fact that when he left, Kai-Tak was like, okay, now I understand why Hwe-Hyun felt the need to drive the truck into the lobby at the last place that Woojin worked at.
Right.
So basically, back at the showroom, when Gina and Jamin were basically showing the customer the bed set, uh, they basically find Hwan. sleeping underneath the covers. And I mentioned it to you, Sam, not while doing this, that how weird is it that they had the sheets perfectly put over her?
Oh,
I
I
was like,
know.
oh my goodness.
No, at least I don't. Like my bed can be completely made and I will sleep and by the time I've woken up, the whole thing is freaking destroyed. Cause
Yeah.
I'm a restless. I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but like I'm a restless sleeper. My sheets are gonna be everywhere. My pillows are gonna be everywhere, and that's before I ever fall asleep. So the fact that like the pillows and blankets are like perfect was a little weird. That's
Um,
just me. Sorry to be Dion.
oh no, it's okay. So basically, afterwards, I thought it was very weird that Woojin did not fire Ho-Wan, but Woojin basically told the CEO that he's sorry for embarrassing the company and that it was his employee's mistake and it was unrelated to like the products that they were selling kind of thing.
Hmm.
But I don't know, it kind of confused me because afterwards, like Woojin, I mean, Ho-Wan's still there. Although they go out to the company dinner and Gina tells Ho-Wan not to come, she's still not fired. Which you know, what, I think that I basically think like you do something like that, you think you get like suspended or I mean, especially if you're a temporary person, you get fired. But all
Right.
she's given is like the surveys are like I think there were surveys, and she was told to email them before she goes home. And although of course Hoan basically like asks Gina how to use the company email, but Gina like just like she doesn't care. She's like, yeah, you got it. Bye. Like she doesn't want to waste time on her because what's the point? Because she's gonna be leaving in 3 months anyways. Um, so of course Hoan like she while she's working, Woojin gives her like basically gives her resignation letter that she of course did not get, even though she should have gotten. Like you think that she would get it after she knows he left and everyone left? Why wouldn't you not go in the office and get it?
Right.
But she forgot to give it to him, and Woojin's like I think he asked her. He's like, did you mean to do this, or was this like basically a mistake again? And he's like not interested in basically knowing why she wants to do it. He just pretty much doesn't even care about her. He's like, I just don't want to see you here in the morning anytime, like
Yeah, but
in
the
the
thing about
morning.
it is like, in his point of view, she is a lackadaisy employee who clearly doesn't care about her job, even though, like, yeah, she's going through all this, like, inner emotional turmoil. We know way more of the story. We know what she's going through. We know more information. So, on his point of view, like, what he knows is he sees these three contract employees who have caused a mess, caused trouble. She's fallen asleep in a showroom bed. She's tried to resign two different times after she was friggin' drunk and came back to the office and now like she's fallen asleep in the bed and he's found her resignation letter again. Like she's not I'm not saying trustworthy, but she's not a reliable employee in his eyes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's where he's coming from is that like he's busted his butt, he does the work, he makes sure that he knows what's going on. He's learned the environment that he's in. She's just shown up and in 2 days she's just caused like one mess after another.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. She's not the best employee ever. And the fact that she like oh my god, I cringed so bad when she's sending out the letter to Kai-Tak and Kang-ho, and she accidentally sends it out to the whole company.
Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, and like, oh my god, I cringed so hard when I was like, no, please tell me no, no, and then of course she does it, and of course she doesn't find out until later in the day when she gets called back to the office. But oh my god, she met the ER doctor,
Mhm.
and his name is hold on,
So-Hyun.
Sohon. Yep, she met him. She meets him, and Sam, I sent you this text message where I was like, I know she's not gonna get him. Like, and I know he's like the second lead. So I volunteer. I volunteer as tribute to date this guy. I volunteer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the least I can do, really. Um,
Really? Really?
really.
I mean, I know it's going to be tough for you, Morgan, but like to be with a cute doctor, like
I know.
you have to do it for the sake of humanity.
The sake, yes, exactly. But anyways, she goes to the hospital where she's supposed to like get someone to sign something, and she basically finds the doctor there, and she doesn't know that he's the doctor that saved her,
Mhm.
but he does, and I'm surprised that he looks so happy to see her. He's like, "Oh, it's you! You committed suicide! I'm so happy you're here!" like, like he just seemed. I fucking love this doctor so much. I just want him like, oh, I love him. I'm getting second lead. Like,
Second lead syndrome, which,
yeah,
by the way, because it only got 10 views. If you guys haven't seen my second lead
it's really
singles,
good.
like, you need to go watch it because I worked really hard on that. Like, this is going to be a shameless plug, but I did a whole friggin' thing on it, and I'm really proud of it. So you guys got to go watch it.
It's really good too. You should check it out. Um, but back to the drama. Um, basically, she's like him and her are basically the doctor and him and her talk while she's basically taking pictures of the office space and giving him the furniture catalog, and he basically asked her if she's new at the company, and she's like, oh no, I'm not staying there, like, but she's trying to tell him that she's not going to stay there long because I think she's trying to say something health related, but then her phone calls ringed and it's basically I forgot his name, but someone basically ordered her back to the office, and then at the office, Manager Park is basically freaking the fudge out because the fact in an email, Hwe-Hyun told everyone that Manager Park forced her to drink more than she wanted to on the first day, and that the subcontractors paid for dinner, and basically kind of hints at the idea that Manager Park might have took some money from the contractors,
Contractors.
which is not very good. And of course, Woojin sees this and he laughs about it, but then he makes like a call to the IT department and deletes the email.
Mm-hmm.
But Manager Park, he knows he's in trouble. He knows that what Hwan basically revealed regarding like what he did is a really no, and the fact that like he can get in huge trouble. He can get fired for this.
Mm-hmm.
But too bad the CEO has already seen the email, so he calls like Manager Park, Woojin,
Seok-jin.
Seok-jin, and Hwan to the office, and they basically talk about Manager Park's biggest like sin is taking like bids about or not bibs bribes from the subcontractors, and I like the fact that they did this whole thing where it's like boom, like Hwan, the like investigator or whatever, like what I'm talking about, like a CIS.
Yeah, like NCIS or what, or not NCIS.
CSI.
CSI kind of deal, yeah.
Yeah, it was like the second witness, and so of course, like Hwan tells the truth. She's like, "Listen, I saw him pay for dinner. I thought he gave Manager Park a large sum of cash." And Manager Park is like, "No, you're lying," basically insulting her and being like, "You're lying, telling the truth." And so, of course, Hwan turns to Kang-ho and was like, "Tell him what you saw." And Kang-ho,
This is I lost all respect for him at that point in time.
I know,
Like
me too.
when he was like, I saw nothing, I know nothing, you know nothing, Jon Snow. What, like, I saw nothing, I know nothing. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, you need to go jump off or take a long walk off a short bridge right now.
Yeah, no, he does not. Don't kill my hoe.
You know, at this point in time, I don't even care who he is. Like, the character itself, like, Hoya's got to go at this point. I am sorry.
No! No! But hold on. Yes, I was very disappointed in him. But you know what? I think Hoya is awesome because, like, it's not him personally.
No, I know.
That is his character. I did not like his character. And later on we get to kind of figure out why he kind of did that in a way. But of course she gets fired and she goes into an elevator, and while she's in the elevator she hears the other people in the company basically talking about a contractor spreading out that email and how like this is why you don't hire contractors, and then the elevator stops, and they're like she imagines that she's like throwing stuff at them and screaming at them while her like other real self is just like cowering in the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, is this real? Is this real life? And then I saw the other Hwe-Hyun and I was like, oh, okay, this is like her imagining thing. But then of course, when the elevator started to work again, there were like one of the workers joked that the elevator must be like a contractor, which basically that was like Hwe-Hyun's breaking point. She's like, are you kidding? Really? Are you kidding? So she walks over to the workers and she's like, hey, I sent the email, and she screams like, I'm really going to die. Like, I can't do this. Like, you don't understand. And then she screams at them. She's like, press number 7. And I was like, yeah, Hwe-Hyun, you tell them. And then of course she goes back to the office and she's like, goes back to the office and she throws down her shit wads and she's like, I can't quit like this. And that's like the end of the episode.
Right. I'm like, you know what? Good for her. She's standing up for herself. Even though, like, unless she pulls the I'm terminally ill card, she has, like, really no argument to stand on, honestly, with everything that's been going on. At this point now, she's considered a liar. Like, what are you going to do with her? But, I mean, again, we know way too much of the story to, like, we sympathize with her and what she's going through.
Yeah.
But outside of her two friends, Kai-tak and Kang-ho or whatever, nobody else knows what's going on in her life.
Yeah.
So, like, she's got no leg to stand on at this point in time. And the only thing that's kind of going for her is that what's his face, the old man, is like really on her side. He's kind of rooting for her. And that's kind of the only thing that she has going for her right now, is that she has at least one person on her side.
Yeah, exactly. I like the fact that she's finally standing up for herself, that she's finally like she'd reached her breaking point and she's not like giving up though. It's not like a breaking point where she's giving up. Like she's gonna fight for it. Like she's like, I'm done throwing myself a pity party. I'm gonna fight for something I really want and I can't wait for like her to turn to this like kick ass character. Now I like this drama a lot though, because I feel like I don't know, it's not like very predictable because I feel like I try predicting some things that happen. Of course, like the bed scene was very predictable, but some things in it aren't as predictable. And I feel like a lot of times with office dramas, it's more about like the politics. And I like how this one's more about like the romance, not the romance, but more about like her finding who she is and fighting for it and like how it feels to be like she did everything she could do in her like everything she did. She got good job. She got not good job, but she got good grades in school. She worked her hardest growing up, and no matter what she did, she always got someone stomping down on her.
Right.
So I really like the characters. Kang Ho's character disappointed me in this one. Hoya, you disappointed me. But I really can't wait until Woo-jin kind of gets over this selfishness and being a bully to people, because like I can see how he's like angry at Hwe-Hyun and stuff like that, but like I don't know. I mean I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like it gets kind of frustrating and annoying to see that like instead of just yelling at her, just fire her.
Right.
Like
Even though, well, she already is fired. She just got fired, and
Yeah,
like she's going up, and she's like, "I am not going to be fired." And I'm like, "Really? Tell us why you're not going to be fired." Because if I was Woo-jin at this point, he's like, "You're out of here. Like you're a contractor who's now considered a liar, has fallen asleep, has tried to resign 2 different times, has gotten extremely drunk because now that she's considered a liar, it looks like she got drunk basically on her own volition." So like she's just a shit employee, like through and through for him. So why would I keep you? What would be the reasoning behind me having you still in the office? Can we just talk about too, because we kind of skipped over a detail, when she was like crying and everything on the roof, and her mom called her, and she had a total freak out about how her mom wanted to know about her job instead of asking her how she was.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I want to know more about the mother-daughter relationship there.
Me
Like
too.
like she's kind of just, we got a little bit in episode 1, and now episode 3 we kind of have another mention of her, but we don't really have a relationship with them. But like yeah, she's like extremely upset, and so I want to know what's going on with that. So I hope at some point we get a little bit of a flesh out for that too.
Yeah, me too. I do too, because we know more about her brother and her brother's relationship with her. I'm also really interested in seeing how the doctor is a part of this, because you got to think about the doctor is the CEO's son, and the doctor got those 3 people hired by Manager Park. So I wonder why he got those 3 hired. I don't understand the logic between the doctor, and I feel like
Next episode.
yeah. Okay. But anyways, you guys. We hope you enjoyed this. I almost said video. This audio file, video thingy. Means I'm talking about Rating Office episode 3, not 2. I got it right this time. And we hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you guys next time. Do you have anything else you want to add, Sam? Sorry, I kind of ended it.
No, we'll see you in episode 4. We apologize for how late this is, life, and yeah. If you want to know, we actually have a video for that one too, where I put in the description kind of what happened. And if should I explain what a mandation is for our viewers who don't understand what kind of job I do?
Yes, you can explain.
Okay, so basically, I work in it's a nursing home more or less. But in the facility that I work in, we have mandation, which means that if someone calls out and they cannot find anybody to come in, you are then forced to stay regardless of whatever your plans were after work. And if I decided to walk off the floor and say no, it would have been considered walking off the job and I could have gotten fired. So I had no choice. I had to stay for 16 hours instead of the 6.5 I was scheduled for. So that's kind of what happened.
She's
And then
bullshit.
yeah, and Morgan went on vacation and just life. And we really hope you guys understand. We really hope that you keep supporting us. And we apologize for how late this is going up, but it's up and better late than never, you know?
Okay.
So that's it. But we'll see you in our episode 4 discussion. Well, you'll hear us.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. I'm too close to the mic, but bye.